the places are really nice in Pakistan because Pakistan as a country is quite untouched. Two places I will never forget. Even the police or the army at some security post, they were asking if I was okay, offer me some tea or a biscuit. I had travel fairs in Belgium, 2 nights of information. I had to give about the trips of Beyond Borders, and Pakistan was one of the countries with the most questions for. That's good news.
Welcome to Interviews. Today we have with us Mr. David Dhaen, who is a Belgian tourist guide and has been associated with travel and tourism for the last 10 years. David is a very, very experienced guide, and he has been traveling around all the continents, and he has covered so far 100 countries. He has visited 100 countries and 6 continents. And David has been to Pakistan several times, and he has taken big groups of tourists to Pakistan, to several areas of Pakistan. Welcome to program, David.
Hello. Well, thank you very much to be here.
Okay. David, you have been visiting Pakistan. For how many years you have been visiting Pakistan now?
The first time was, I've been like 3 times, 2017, 2018, and 2019. I was in Pakistan. First time I traveled myself with help of my friend in Skardo. And then I did a part completely alone with public transport. And then I guided for my company Beyond Borders, a group of 6 people.
Okay. And which areas did you visit when you were in Pakistan? How many areas of Pakistan have you seen so far?
Not as much as I wanted to, because there is still a lot to discover. But the places I've been so far is Lahore, Islamabad, the Wagah border ceremony I've been. I've been to Skardo, Dahoni, Deosai Plains, Gilgit, Naltar Valley. And I also did the hike trekking of K6 and K7 base camp.
Oh, excellent. A lot of adventurous tourism as well. So, yes. Which place among all do you like the most in Pakistan? Which you have visited so far?
It's a quite difficult question. For me, all the places are really nice in Pakistan because Pakistan as a country is quite untouched, especially also for a photographer like me. Also for hiking, it's really amazing country for both hiking and photography. 2 places I will never forget is Dahoni. It's a small village where my friend grew up, and K6, K7 base camp. But generally, I would say all the villages in Pakistan are really amazing.
Okay. And how was your experience when you traveled through Pakistan, and particularly with group?
With the group was very nice. I always felt very welcome, but I think more special when I was traveling alone. Both were very good, but it amazed me how friendly the people were and how much people, well, were looking to help me, because when I was alone, especially, I could feel people were watching me like, what is this guy doing here? And they always offered me help or food or drink. Even the police or the army at some security post, they were asking if I was okay, offered me some tea or a biscuit. So I can only say I had really amazing experiences in my trips in Pakistan.
And when you took the group to Pakistan, there were also women in that group, and they also went to K2 base camps, KU
6 and 7.
6 and 7, and had been into adventurous tourism. So, what was their experience like, particularly the women? How did they feel in Pakistan? Were they comfortable traveling in those areas, and what was their experience?
None of my clients ever complained or had any issues. They felt very safe all the time. Also, we were always guided by really good local people, but no moment in the whole trip anybody felt like uncomfortable or in any point of danger. Also, when we were in Lahore, for example, for the women was the most special because it's quite crowded, I could say, Lahore. And also at the Wagah border ceremony, there was a lot of people just because it was almost like some public festival or holiday. And the women were actually, so my 3 tourist women, my 3 clients, they were approached by a lot of women to get selfies and pictures. So they were really amazed by that.
Okay. And but they were like very comfortable traveling through Pakistan, no issues,
Very
no
comfortable, very
security
comfortable.
issues. And you also traveled through Pakistan and you never experienced any security issue or any problem while traveling to Pakistan. And in 2019, you wrote an article in the magazine of Brussels Times, which is a very well-reputed newspaper and magazine of Belgium. And there you stated that Pakistan, but rather the title of your article was that Pakistan is a very safe place for travel during even Corona times. How would you justify your claim?
Personally, in Corona, I traveled to 7 different countries, and I never felt afraid. I never got problems. I didn't got Corona. I was also allowed to travel because I had special documentation and papers to travel. But what I did is I was always traveling to more remote places. For hiking or wildlife, I was always tested very well. So I got a lot of, most countries have good test facilities. And also I always choose places that were really not very crowded. So if I would go to Pakistan due Corona, I would not go to Lahore, for example, but I would go to Skardu, to Gilgit-Baltistan, to the Nile Valley, this area. If you use the mask and the normal protection, I think there is no fear of traveling in those areas.
Yeah, you say that because they are very isolated in a way that not much population over there, and they are quite, thinly populated and not many people over there. That's why you think they are say, the adventurous side of Pakistan in the northern areas? You would recommend people that even during Corona, they can, Corona times, they can travel there safely?
It's impossible to say you cannot get it there, of course, but I can get it in the supermarket in my village. So if I have to choose from my own experience, I would go to places where there is less crowd, where the population is lower, where there is more nature. If I go in nature, in the mountains or hiking, the chance I will get Corona is very small.
Yeah. So in Pakistan, there is a lot of tourism, which is in the nature, and that's why it can be a good destination during those days. Yeah.
I think Pakistan is the next top destination for hiking.
Okay. And how do you see the potential of tourism in Pakistan, and particularly like in terms of variety of regions and variety of places of interest, and also like seasonal things, like there are winter sports in Pakistan and also some very seasonal things, so and festivals and other things. So how would you describe Pakistan to European tourists who many of them won't know much about Pakistan?
The thing is, Pakistan is a very big country. With winter sports, I'm sure there is, but I'm not very familiar with winter sports in Pakistan. Also, I know in the south there's nice beaches, but also I'm not very familiar. What I do know is that Pakistan is a great opportunity for climbing, first of all. People who love climbing, it's like a paradise, but not only for climbers, but also for hiking, photography, cultural events. There is really nice and remote areas like the Kalash area, but I think also the Gilgit-Baltistan area is one of the most important touristic features because of its mountains, its lakes, its beauty. I think already there, 2 weeks is not enough. So little by little, we need to explore more in Pakistan. But this would be my first option for tourists, is this northern region together with Islamabad and Lahore. And then maybe Peshawar for the food, because Pakistan is also very nice for the good food. And also maybe two important things that I think is very valuable for Pakistan is the cherry blossom. I know there is like Japan, and also the apricot time. It's in August, which gives a very special vibe in your travels to Pakistan, I would say.
Okay. And what kind of food do you like in Pakistan? When you travel to Pakistan, what do you prefer to eat there?
We always had chapati with chicken, with some curries. Like I had kebabs on the market. I'm not especially into one thing. I like generally the home cooked food with the people. On the markets, for me, I like to try everything.
Okay, so you like Pakistani food, and you recommended that Europeans can enjoy Pakistani food when they visit Pakistan?
Yes, normally for Europeans, it's sometimes not recommended to eat street food. Like India, in Africa, there is many places. Now, for me, I have a strong stomach, but I never got sick in Pakistan. But of course, it's always a risk on the streets because you never know the hygienical part of it. But if you take well-cooked food or barbecue, I think the risk is not so big.
Okay. And would you be visiting Pakistan when, like, in near future? Are you planning to go to Pakistan?
If things go well, in August, I'll be there with the group.
Okay. And do you see some kind of like growing interest among people to visit Pakistan?
Yes, actually, last 2 weeks ago, I was had travel fairs in Belgium, 2 nights of information. I had to give about the trips of Beyond Borders, and Pakistan was one of the countries with the most questions for. So
Oh, really?
yes, Pakistan is a country that people are more and more looking at to come.
Okay, that's a very encouraging thing that that people are getting interested in visiting Pakistan, and it's good for you as well. Because you told me that you would like to visit Pakistan again, so maybe you can take more groups there. So, when you travel to Pakistan, how do you like the facilities and the visa issues and other things?
Visa was quite easy, quite straightforward. Of course, I would say visa on arrival would be a must these days. Most countries, even Russia, went for e-visa. I think going to the embassy is a bit outdated and could hold back people. I know people, embassy, one time, 2 days, 2 days from work. You need 2 days off from work. It can hold down people to book a trip, for example. So e-visa for me is a must. About facilities, there is good facilities in Islamabad, in Skardu, but generally it could go better. There is a lot of space for improvements. That is one thing I have to say, yes.
Yeah, but I think you would be happy to know that now this is an e-visa facility is there for European tourists. For the most of the countries now, e-visa facility is there, and people can apply online and can have visa on arrival. So, yeah, so
it
this
started?
change has taken place.
That's good news. Very good news.
Yeah. So now no hassle of going to embassy or anywhere. So I think the next group that you will be taking will be even much easier to arrange their logistics. And in terms of money wise, how would you rate Pakistan? When you take people to for tourism, pocket is always a consideration. So how would you?
Pakistan is not the cheapest country, but also not with the most expensive countries. I mean, you can go in a local shop in the mountains and buy some things very, very cheap. Now, organizing a trip, is a lot of effort in Pakistan if you organize everything with a group, the jeeps, the porters. Now, my local friends and partner, they do employ a lot of local people. So if I see how many people get paid in a 14-day trip, I think the money we pay is not so expensive, especially not because for all the things we do in that trip.
Okay. And then you find like very good people who can guide you well, in particularly when you are trekking in the mountains, you need some kind of expertise and knowledge of the area. So you are able to find good people who are who can help you in trekking and those adventures.
Yes, I have my local partner in Skardu, and he knows almost everybody in the area around Skardu, and he provides me of the best guides, porters, drivers, whatever we need will be available.
Okay, good to hear that. And let's see when conditions improve and you are able to visit Pakistan again. And we'll be very happy to see you again in Pakistan with a group of tourists. Thank you, David, for giving time to us. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you very much, and hope to see you soon in Pakistan.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.